And by the time I got to the middle of the hallway, I screamed, but there was no sound coming out of my mouth. I was crying. I was balled up on the floor, and it felt like I didn't know what was happening within me in that moment. I felt very distant from myself. I felt like this is not okay. This is not normal. I was panting, of course, trying to catch my breaths. And the only thing that calmed me down was a voice that said, maybe you aren't supposed to go on dates right now. And a ease came over me.
Is it really something, or is it really trusting? 'Cause I can back up all I do.
Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. Hi. Hey y'all, what's up? I'm 31 now. New hair, who this? These are actually my sister locks, and I added some hair, some curly hair into it. It's giving. Y'all like it? Do you like it? But like I said, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Micaiah Janae. I am a multidisciplinary artist and entrepreneur that has successfully blended my worlds together and made music the glue. And this has eliminated so much confusion in my life. I don't have to choose anymore. With that being said, I help other multidisciplinary artists and entrepreneurs to do the same. But today, I am Micaiah Janae, the speaker, here to reveal to you exactly who you are. If you are already feeling my vibe, then go ahead and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so we can stay engaged. We are in a 10 weeks series called 10 Ways to Take Care of Yourself While You Are in Spiritual or Any Transition, a framework that is structured by my 10 self-care tips that is extracted from my ebook, I'm No Superhuman, the moment I truly expressed what was hurting me. For 9 years, I was in a situationship with this guy who I absolutely love still to this day. I don't hate any of my exes, but we were so comfortable with this cycle that we were in, so much so that it kept me from communicating what was truly going on with me. And it led him to believe that the way he was treating me was competent. Until one day he said something that struck me to my damn core. You hear me? And in that moment, I didn't desire to make him feel like he was king of the world. I didn't desire to make him feel less than. I simply wanted to be heard and clearly. And in that moment, I was able to communicate my emotions effectively and get straight to the point. If you are tired of being in a toxic romantic cycle, if you are tired of having the same arguments with your romantic partner when you could be communicating effectively, then this ebook is for you. And it's for you because it will show you how to communicate your emotions in a way that positions you to be heard, to be empowered, and to make a decision if necessary. Now, at the end of the ebook, you will find the 10 self care tips that I mentioned earlier. That is the framework for this whole 10 weeks series, and I'm giving them to you for free. All you have to do is click the link in the description, and you could download your free PDF. And later, I'll talk more about the No Cape Required 101 reset session, which is the I'm No Superhuman companion. If you are feeling overwhelmed, especially while in a huge transition, if you feel like you are evolving into like a whole new person and you want to set new standards, new boundaries, if you want clarity about where you are, I am no therapist now. I ain't no therapist. However, this session, this one-on-one session with me will bring you much clarity. It can be very therapeutic for you, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's get into today's video. Last week, we spoke about setting boundaries. The three reasons you should set boundaries with yourself. And one of those reasons is because you are the only person that has unlimited access to your own life. A 24-hour library where at any given moment you can study about you to make a difference. Sure, other people can access this library, this life of yours, but at any given moment, you can restrict that access, and you have to do the same with you. You have to set boundaries with yourself. But before we do any of that, you have to accept who you are and you have to accept your life. This library that I am referring to, it consists of the mental section, the emotional collection, the physical acquisitions, the spiritual series. If you pulled from any of these sections or any of these areas, some books, movies, whatever, may be difficult to watch or read and revisit. Most people look at your life and assume nothing is wrong. When they ask, "How are you?" they just assume that you got everything all together. Probably because you're telling them, "I'm good, I'm fine," and you're not good, you're not fine, but they don't see the mental battle that you may go through on a day-to-day basis and how you face those challenges every day. Like the questions that go back and forth in your mind, like, who am I? Where am I? Am I worthy? Can I do this? Should I do this? A mental battle every single day that consists of confusion, that doesn't have clarity, that makes you feel like you should take your own life. People don't see that side. And you may not recognize the subtle compromises that you make on a day to day basis of denying your greatness. And notice I said subtle because denying your greatness is not always as apparent or aggressive as it may seem. It usually happens over a period of time from multiple experiences where you were denied, dismissed, or deceived. But today I am here to help you get your confidence back. I'm here to help you overcome imposter syndrome. I'm here to help you, to show you how to accept and receive yourself. So, the first way you can accept and receive yourself is to learn to be still with yourself. Let's get into it. So in the year of 2016, I really struggled with anxiety, and I had my first panic attack, or this was when I realized that I was having a panic attack. I was supposed to go out on a date with this guy, or we were supposed to hang out, and he wasn't responding quick enough. Like, why aren't you responding? You said that we were supposed to go to XYZ. He basically ghosted me, or he just didn't communicate in a decent amount enough of time. We had these plans, you fell through, aka you ghosted me. When I got home, usually I'm never home alone, but when I got home, my brother had to go somewhere, my mom had to go somewhere. As I was coming in, they were going out. I shut the door behind me and I walked down the hallway. And by the time I got to the middle of the hallway, I screamed, but there was no sound coming out of my mouth. I was crying. I was balled up on the floor, and it felt like I didn't know what was happening within me in that moment. I felt very distant from myself. I felt like this is not okay. This is not normal. I was panting, of course, trying to catch my breaths. And the only thing that calmed me down was a voice that said, maybe you aren't supposed to go on dates right now. and a ease came over me. It was God, of course, speaking to me, and it was one of the first times that I could hear him clearly. And I said to myself, "You're right. Maybe I'm not supposed to go on dates right now." It didn't dawn on me that I was suffering from deep, deep abandonment issues, rejection issues. And you'll hear more about that in the I'm No Superhuman ebook. I really, really speak on the rejection and the abandonment that I kind of experienced in my life, or at least the effects of that, which made me go off on him. And you got to get the ebook. But this would be rejection from my father not being in my life, or dealing with him being on drugs most of my life and him not keeping his word. Him not keeping his word. And even till this day, like, I don't have panic attacks, but till this day, I'm very big on people keeping their word with me, and I'm very big on keeping my word with other people. Now, if I can't follow through, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna communicate I can't follow through, and I expect that from other people. And when people can't communicate that, I give them grace. This is my conviction because of where I've been, because I went into my own life's library, pulled out the book of rejection, read up on me, and said, ooh, girl, we can't allow ourselves to go into a panic like this because of this." For some reason in that moment, it dawned on me, like when God said, "You don't have to go on a date," right? Like, you don't have to go on a date. It was like a light bulb went off. It was like another option was presented to me in the moment of anxiety. Usually, if you are panicking in that way, if you are struggling from anxiety, you feel that there is only one way to get this thing done, to have this certain thing that you desire. And when it seems like the path is blocked, or when it seems that things aren't going in that specific way, it makes you freak out. I'm always a little more calmer in life when I have other options presented to me. People usually freak out when they feel that this is the only way that I can do this. And if I don't do it this way, it's over. And if it's over, what is going to happen? They begin to spiral. And that's what happened. I was spiraling. I was panicking in the middle of the hallway until God said, "You don't have to go on a date right now." It was like like the other option calmed my spirit. And I remember texting the guy saying, "Hey, maybe it's not meant for us to go on a date right now." Because not only was I forcing it, he was forcing it. Usually things like that flow pretty well. Like, if you want to go out with somebody, it just flows. Nothing really gets in the way of what you want, right? And it was hard for me to accept the fact that he didn't want that as much as I wanted that. He didn't want to be around me as much as I wanted to be around him. And acceptance, going back to video one, acceptance of who he was and releasing that control and accepting myself, reading a book from my own life's library helped me to say, okay. And when I sent him that text, he finally responded back. Now, mind you, I was sending him about 10 texts. I was sending him paragraphs, honey, and he was not responding. Like, why aren't you responding? And then when I said that, I think he realized that the storm had calmed down. To be fair, he saw moments of me freaking out, but I thought it was permissible. I thought it was okay because you're my man, or we love each other. We're supposed to be together. So, like, it's totally fine for me to freak out this way because I love you, not realizing that you are leeching on to someone to make you feel whole and safe, and to make you feel secure within yourself. And that is not anyone else's responsibility, that is yours. So this moment was my moment of calming the storm, allowing God to calm the storm. And I remember saying to myself, it's not even just him that I don't need to go on a date with, but I don't need to find a rebound after this. Like, I don't need to text the next guy who's available, who I barely like, and be like, hey, you want to do this? You want to do that? You still want to da 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 da? You still want to take me out? And it's like, no, I need to be still. I didn't know how to be still within myself. I didn't know how to be still physically because of that. I didn't know how to be alone. I didn't know how to feel okay with not doing anything or actively doing anything to fill this void that I was ignoring for a very long time until this specific day. And that was the moment God began changing my life mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Yep. So after you learn how to be still within yourself, the next step, the next way you can accept and receive yourself is to learn how to feel safe within yourself. I just dropped an affirmations album not too long ago. It's available on all streaming platforms. I'll put it on the screen. And at the end of this album, there's a song called I Vow to Me. And I say, you found a place within yourself where you feel safe. Congratulations. Y'all, you've learned or you found a space or created a space within yourself where you feel safe. Congratulations. You've created a space where you feel safe within yourself. Congratulations. Woo! I'm getting emotional. What y'all got to understand is this has been a very, very long journey. And I'm very proud of who I am and where I am today. But I didn't always feel safe. I didn't always feel safe, even after choosing to be still. I had to learn how not to be scared of me. That what's going to happen to me when I face me. When I decided to be still within myself and face myself, of course, the content of my life, the books that I do not want to read, the experiences I do not want to visit, they are here front and center. And I had to choose not to run, but to learn. One particular thing that kept coming up for me or kept coming to me was an experience I had as a younger child, sexually abusive experience. And as I got older, this experience would follow me in my thoughts. It made me believe, or I was beginning to believe, that because this happened to me, that I in turn would be the same. Like I would do the same thing that has happened to me to others. And it haunted me. I don't even want to say that I was on the edge of suicide because I wasn't. But I did have a couple of moments where I'm just like, I can only imagine a person who is dealing with suicide if they don't know how to go back into their own life and figure out where certain things are coming from. So my battle, I was very self aware in the midst of the back and forth, right? It's like, Of course, these thoughts were coming to me, but I'm also aware of this. I'm also reading my Bible. I'm also surrounding myself around people who really truly love and care for me, who's constantly affirming me. So I was able to ground myself in that, even though it didn't feel good, even though it felt as if I wasn't myself. But that's the whole beauty of point number two, learning to feel safe within yourself so you can accept yourself. It allows you to be okay and to forgive whoever, even if it's you, so you can move forward. This is what I call learning how to embrace the danger of you. In last week's video, we talked about the area. If you do not know what I'm talking about, please go listen to series video number 2, um, setting boundaries with yourself. Please go watch that video. In that video, I spoke about boundaries and how in human relations it's this imaginary line that protects an area. And when it comes to this area, it could be something sacred, it could be something sweet, it could be something kind, it could be something gentle, it could be something vulnerable, it could be something sensitive, but it could also be something that's explosive. It can also be something that is very triggering. This was my area. This was one of my areas where I had to make sure there was a barrier. So after you set this barrier, you still have to learn how to navigate it. You still need to be aware of what it is. You still need to be aware of what it can do, what it's capable of, and you can't do that by just setting the barrier. When it comes to like atomic bombs, nuclear bombs, or any materials that it takes to make these bombs, these things, these people are aware. They know these things down to a science. They've studied it. And you have to do the same with you. You're not going to see a nuclear bomb every single day, but it is used for something. So the danger of you, or the area of you that could be very triggering, can actually be used to your advantage. How I said I expect people to be a person of their word. That's not a bad desire. It's not a bad desire to have it all, right? However, the place where it comes from is totally different. I learned how to turn that into something good. It's like, okay, this is a great desire to have, Micaiah. However, you can't expect everybody to have, or you can't expect everybody to live up to this expectation. What you are going to do is you're going to find people who don't mind keeping their word, or who value keeping their word just as much as you. But I didn't say you need to stop desiring uh or hoping that people should keep their word with you. Like, that's just too much. No, there was nothing wrong with that. I understand the danger of me and what I'm capable of and how to use it for good. AKA, I feel safe within myself. So, the third and final way to accept and receive yourself is to feel secure within yourself. Let's read the definition for secure. According to Google AI, well, this is just Google, I think. Secure means fixed or fastened so as not to give away, to become loose, or to be lost. Get into it. Another definition says not subject to threat, certain to remain or continue safe and unharmed. Let's get into another one. Protected against attack or other criminal activity. Feeling no doubts about attaining, certain to achieve. And let's read this last definition. Feeling safe, stable, and free from fear or anxiety. Feeling safe, stable, and free from fear or anxiety. Have y'all not heard the proverb, often attributed to Winston Churchill, according to Google. The quote, if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm, or the enemy outside can't win. What? What? This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about stillness, safety, security within yourself. No one outside of you will be able to harm you because you know everything about you, because you're so secure. Like they might try to bring up something from your past, and it's like, yeah, I know. I'm fully aware of that. I'm fully aware of that, and I know how to navigate that. I got that. Next question. When you learn how to feel secure within you and all that you are made up of, you will learn how to secure everything around you. And I'm not talking about you being in control of things outside of you, but you will learn how to manage things better because you are the most complex thing that you will ever have to manage because you are the only person that has 24-hour access to your library. You are the only person to have unlimited access to you. You are your own responsibility. Me, I am my own responsibility, but I submit my life to God. So He helps me to manage a lot of things. When Jesus said, I'm leaving this earth, but I'm gonna leave you a helper, and his name is the Holy Spirit. Baby, let me tell you, I utilize the Holy Spirit every second of the day because there's a lot to manage over here, and that's okay. It's my life. I take full responsibility of who I am and where I've been and where I am going. But with that being said, because I am safe and secure and I've learned to be still within myself, it helps me to extend grace to other people outside of me. It helps me to see better. It helps me to understand what's really going on with other people. Like, maybe they don't really hate my guts, or maybe they're just like having a bad day, or maybe they don't know how to articulate their emotions, or maybe they're not fully aware of that part of themselves. It helps me to extend grace. It helps me to not only extend grace, but to not overextend my patience or my grace. It's like you could go to the Lord for that. It's like I'm overstaying my welcome. As a matter of fact, this is unsolicited. So let me go mind my business. Feeling secure within yourself looks like okay with being told no, being okay with a closed door. Recently, there was a job opportunity that came to me, and on paper it looked really, really good. But I'm just like, I don't even know if this is necessarily for me. And I don't even know if I'm necessarily going to be self-sabotaging myself by not trying to fully take advantage of this opportunity by not applying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pray. God, if this is not for me, shut the door. He wasted no time. But when I tell him to open one, slow as molasses. Back in the day, if that door would have shut or that opportunity wouldn't have been available or accessible to me anymore, I would have panicked. I would have freaked out. But now I have enough knowledge about myself and this life to know like everything is not for me. It's not. And I am okay with that security. Even when it comes to like relationships, like guys who I am really, really attracted to, because guys these days, they're raising their standards, honey, and they're just like, oh, they're picky. They actually have standards now. They don't want to be whores anymore. They're trying to manage their ego, and I applaud them. I'm specifically talking about black men because I date black men. But when it comes to, I like when men tell me no, and not so I could just further pursue, but I like when they have boundaries and standards for themselves because it's just like, oh, you respect you. Like you're so secure in you, like a woman just can't lure you away. Just because I like you, you just gonna allow me to come into your life and sweep you off your feet. Like, no, I love when men have boundaries. Have some boundaries, have some standards. You get what I'm saying? Act like I raised you correctly. I like this because, like I said, it shows me that you are doing a work within yourself and you are okay with being alone, and that any woman just can't lure you, because that's usually like most of our concerns as women. Like, is he a hoe? Is he gonna embarrass me? Is he gonna make me look crazy? Like, is he gonna cheat on me? Like, that's like always like the biggest concern for not just black women, but women in general. Like, is he gonna make me look crazy? Am I gonna have to like, we about to throw them boys? When a man tells me no, or when he tells me not right now, it empowers me. It's like, so he's saying no, he's saying not right now. He's saying, let's talk about this later, let's discuss this later. I'm just like, I could do that too. If the tables were to turn, then I could say, hey, not right now. Can we talk about this later? No, it empowers me. It helps me to feel more secure in my decisions when they are uncomfortable. That's another way to recognize that you are secure within yourself. You are comfortable with saying no. I spoke about in the last video about the guy who said that God said that I was his wife, or he should pursue me as his wife. And I told him, no, I didn't think God was saying that. And he was like, are you sure? You don't want to go ask your mama? You don't want to go ask your pastor? And I'm like, what? And then I was like, no, I'm not going to ask anybody. Like, I can hear God for myself. So, like, setting that boundary with him really propelled me forward. Before, I was just so codependent I was so codependent on spiritual leaders to tell me what was what about my life, and I wasn't depending on God. But baby, when I started depending on God, I said, hey, God didn't tell me that. So next caller. That's what it looks like. It looks like saying no. It looks like making uncomfortable decisions. It looks like, hey, can we delay this later? It looks like silence. Security within yourself looks like silence. It looks like you taking a moment to say nothing when you could say everything. But instead, the silence says everything for you. Realizing that you don't have to overexert yourself, that you don't have to overextend yourself, that some energy you can preserve. I'm so glad to be here. I have a whole lot more to learn, but baby, I got the basics. And I want you to feel secure within yourself too. Let's recap. The 3 ways to accept and receive yourself is: 1, learn to be still within yourself. Whatever you are running from, stop running. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Whatever you are running from, stop running. Because as long as you continue to run, your mind is going to continue to run you. Anxiety is going to continue to run you. Your family, your friends, outside forces is going to continue to run you. So stop running and be still. Face whatever you are running from. The second way to accept and receive yourself is to learn to feel safe within yourself. After you learn to be still, you have to learn how to feel safe. That it's okay. That the content of your life, that the library, these books that consist of stories that you might not want to revisit about your life, it's okay. You are not alone. Somebody in this world has gone through something very, very similar. We are all going through our own struggles. It's okay to read upon your own life, not for you to just binge and continuously watching or reading about what has happened, but for you to learn so you can heal, so you can grow. This is why we are taking advantage of the 24-hour access library of your life. You have to learn how to feel safe. That yes, this happened. Yes, this happened to me. Yes, I did this. But this is not who I want to be. This is not what I want to continue to do. Therefore, I have to be still in it. And the third way to accept and receive yourself is to feel secure and be secure in yourself. So after you are still, after you learn to be safe, you have to be secure in that, confident in that. That if anybody try to bring up your past, it's like, I got that. I can navigate that. This is my life. I accept it, and it is what it is. Learning how to be secure within yourself looks like stillness, or it looks like being quiet and not saying anything, not having to prove yourself. Okay? Like being secure within yourself is being okay with saying no and setting boundaries with you and other people. Learning to be secure within yourself looks like saying what you really feel and what's really going on with you and standing in that. Just like when the guy in the I'm No Superhuman ebook, the character in that book, when he asked that question that he asked that had me, right? When he when he asked me that question, it was an opportunity for me to say, look, I know I got issues. I'm willing to work through those issues, but what we're not going to do, I'm not going to continue to act like this doesn't exist and not effectively communicate how you have been a contributing factor to what has been going on with me. And I allowed it. However, this is not how we will continue to move forward. I have a wound and you are furthering expanding this wound. No, sir. You don't get to ask me that. If you want to know that question that he asked me, then you should click the link in the description to purchase the I'm No Superhuman ebook, The Moment I Truly Expressed What Was Hurting Me. At the end of the ebook, you will find the 10 self-care tips, which is actually the framework for this series, but you could get it for free. Like you could, if you just don't like, you're just like, I don't want to read the ebook, like I just want the self-care tips, then you could just click the link in the description and download the free self-care tips. But if you want the story, if you want the tea behind the self-care tips, then purchase the ebook. And as mentioned before, the one-on-one 60-minute session with me called No Cape Required, a virtual experience where you could just come as you are. No performance, no pressure, no perfection. Just come with the truth that you are ready to bear, that you are ready to express, because that's what the session is going to do for you. If you are in a transition, if you are overwhelmed, if you are ready to tell that person how you really feel, I will allow the space for you to express that truth, especially if you end up reading the I'm No Superhuman ebook. I want to know what it brings up for you. I would love to discuss. The link to that session is in the description as well, along with the 10 self-care tips that are for free and the I'm No Superhuman ebook. Thank you all for tuning in to video 3 of the series, 10 ways to take care of yourself while you are in transition. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notification, because next week we are going to talk about unlearning behaviors, not judging yourself too much while you are unlearning certain behaviors. And we're going to get a little detailed. I'll see y'all next Sunday at 6 p.m. And I'm excited to continue this experience with you.